Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Combermary people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, October 9, in Squiz Kids Today. Trouble brewing in the Middle East. Bear on a boat in Florida. Simone Biles' gymnastics goat and a necklace made of giraffe poo. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
First, a welcome back to all you Squiz Kids rocking up for the first day of Term 4. Here's to an excellent final term of school for 2023. Now, you've probably heard a lot in the news over the last 24 hours about a place called Israel, and the fact that war has been declared there. So, let's take a minute to break down exactly what it all means. Because it's a big deal, and while there's nothing for any of you to be worried about in terms of your own personal safety, it's important to know what's going on in the world around us and why. Israel is a country in the Middle East. Its neighbour is called Palestine. Now, unfortunately, Israel and Palestine have been in a long-running argument over borders and land and what belongs to whom. And over the weekend, a militant organisation within Palestine called Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israel, firing thousands of rockets and entering Israel by land, sea and air using paragliders. An act that prompted Israel to hit back, sending its own missiles back into a place called Gaza. The Gaza Strip, as it's called, is a ribbon of land measuring 41 kilometres long and only 10 kilometres wide, where, if you can believe it, some 2 million Palestinian people live. Flights into Israel were diverted or cancelled over the weekend as the world held its breath to see what would happen next.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Minnesota, in the United States, where a woman has tried to sneak a box full of giraffe poo into the country. Now, I've been to Africa, and there are plenty of wonderful souvenirs that you can bring back home. Giraffe poo, I have to admit, is not one I ever considered. So, what was the woman planning to do with a box full of giraffe poo? Well, make it into a necklace, of course. What else? The woman told customs officials that she already had a necklace at home made from dried moose poo, because who doesn't? And she thought a giraffe poo necklace would be the perfect new addition to her jewellery collection. Because some things, my friends, are just so weird, you can't possibly make them up.
Sport time!
American gymnast Simone Biles has had one very impressive weekend, becoming the greatest gymnast of all time, male or female, after winning another swag of gold medals at the World Gymnastics Championships in Belgium. She's now won 34 world and Olympic medals, more than any other gymnast ever. It's an achievement made all the more impressive given that she walked away from international competition 2 years ago, exhausted and determined to work on her mental health. The break has clearly worked, with the champ wowing crowds in the Belgian city of Antwerp. And it makes for the perfect preparation for the Paris Olympics in only 10 months' time. Simone Biles, Squiz Kids salutes you.
Animal Kingdom.
We heard last week how Fat Bear Week has begun in Alaska, where online voting has begun to see which brown bear in the Katmai National Park has put on the most weight over the Northern Hemisphere summer in preparation for their hibernation. At the other end of the United States, another bear this weekend has gone viral, this time in Florida, where a black bear has been spotted aboard a boat. The owners of a marina in Naples couldn't believe their eyes when they spotted a furry intruder hanging out on the deck of a boat tied up to the jetty. Seems it had let itself onto the boat and was just hanging out, looking for food. Bear on a boat, necklaces made of giraffe poo. I think we can officially declare today a topsy-turvy news day. Have you ever wondered what it must be like to be Prime Minister? To be in charge of the entire country? Have you ever thought what it must be like to be part of history by becoming the first female Prime Minister of Australia? Well, now's your chance to find out as we bring you the exciting news that former Aussie Prime Minister Julia Gillard has agreed to take the Squiz Kids hot seat and answer your questions. Prime Minister Gillard ran the country before most of you were born, but the impact she had is still felt today. Not least in proving what you should all already know, and that is that if you can dream it, you can be it. PM Gillard moved to Australia as a migrant from Wales when she was only 5 years old and grew up in Adelaide. Then she went on to study law, become a politician, and become the country's first female PM. Amazing. So, maybe you've got questions like, where did she go to primary school? What does she remember about her teachers? What were her favourite subjects? And what advice would she have for kids who want to become PM? So, don't just sit there, get cracking with your teachers' or parents' help and start putting together questions that you'd want to ask. And send them ASAP to squizkids@thesquiz.com.au.
Squiz Kids Live.
All right, funsters, it might be the first day back at school for many of you, but a quick reminder for our friends in the ACT that the first ever Squiz Kids live show is coming your way. It's all happening this coming Saturday, which means if you want to be part of a live podcast recording, if you want to get your groove on with our daytime disco and join me as I bring all the best bits of the podcast to life on stage, then you better get your tickets quick smart. Come with your family, come with your friends, get your teachers to organise the entire class to come along with special group booking discounts, because it's going to be super fun. Tickets are available via our website squizkids.com.au or via the link in today's episode notes. Can't wait to see you there.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What sort of animal poo did a US woman try to sneak into the country? Yes, of course, it was giraffe poo. What else? Question number 2. What's the name of Australia's first female Prime Minister who's about to take the Q&A hot seat? Yeah, that's right, her name is Julia Gillard. Question number 3. What's the name of the US gymnast who scooped the field in the World Championships in Belgium? Yeah, that's right, her name is Simone Biles.
Shout-outs.
It's October 9. The city of Hobart in Tasmania celebrates its 219th birthday today. Gotta say, she looks pretty good for 219. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today and tomorrow. Hunter from Oyster Bay, Adelina from Campbelltown, Ember from Unanderra, Ruby from the Gold Coast, Sushna from Canning Vale, Max from Clothiers Creek, Ben from Rydalmere, Aaron from Gubby Gubby Country, Hayden from Foster, Rani from Traralgon, Annika from Kellyville, Sophia from Upper Mount Gravatt, Lily from Cobbitty, Tyler from Manopara, Aston from Sydney, Olivia from Camden, Elise from Everton Hills, Iniko from Carnegie, Annie from Bethanga, Oliver who's travelling all the way over there in Sri Lanka, and a special shout out to Hugo from Tamworth. And belated birthday shout-outs today go to Addie from Santhers, Olivia from Hendra, Charles from Double Bay, Ayak from Goodna, Jasmine from Mariba, Austin from Upper Coomera, Stevie from Brisbane, Eva from Flora Hill, and Harrison from 17 Mile Rocks. And of course, we are still working our way through the belated birthday shout-outs for those Squiz Kids who celebrated a birthday during the recent school holidays, including Hamilton from Valentine, Eli from North Manly, Dakota from Junee, Casper from Ainsley, Alia from Truganina, Viola from New South Wales, Macy from Mernda, Jackson from Abbotsford, Matty from Collingwood Park, Darius from Burpengary, Phoebe from Croydon, Indy from Rosemeadow, Kayla from Forest Lake, Noah from Albany Creek, Levi from Ashmont, Armony from Oak Park, Ty from Sydney, Victoria from Middle Harbour, Chloe from Heidelberg West, Nate from Coffs Harbour, and Tobias, who's listening all the way over there in Cancun in Mexico. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Remember, if you like what we do, tell your friends. It's the only way we grow. Or why not show us some love and give us 5 stars or write us a glowing review on your podcasting app. It really helps other kids, parents and teachers to find us. And make sure you subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with a shortcut on girl power. Yeah. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.